All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. Happy Monday. What's up, Mayo? What's up, Vab? Happy Labor Day for those who celebrate Labor Day, which is most people because it's we're off today. It's a 3-day weekend. So I hope everybody's doing well. I am going to be looking up whether these instructions have been added properly because I can't imagine. So we're on the second part of, and they're not. Okay. So we just have to do it the old fashioned way. So we are, that's really loud. Here we go. Your egg is about to crack trying to figure out these angles. Working on your launch area. Build with instructions, build camera. Well, we don't have instructions, so we're going to have to do it old fashioned way with the instructions here. So here's your E-Wing from last time. If you weren't here for that, I'm only one subscriber away from 700. Sweet. 700 is kind of an odd number, so I'll take it, but it's kind of like, whatever. Got our IKEA droid. Got our two pilots down here, our two figures so far down here. Morgan Elsbeth and Captain Palmer, I guess. So I'm going to put this guy over here, slightly out of the way. And I got to have room for instructions. I think the instructions may have to go over here because otherwise I can't do anything. So you might be able to see part of it. So this is bag 7. We should get through this pretty quick. That's cool, Vab. I've started working on my second plate full of Horizon Zero Dawn. Let's put him over here. Let's just get him out of the way. Plates that I'm going to try an experiment on how to make ruins. It's going to be building without studio. I'm going to do all the machines and stuff in studio, but I'm going to be doing all the landscaping without studio. I'm just going to kind of wing it. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so actually, let's do that. Also, meme number 69-9. Don't know what that means. So we can kind of see what we're doing here. The first, also cheers. I hope everybody got breakfast and coffee and are settling down to a long winter's nap or whatever it is. Oh, 60, nice. All right, so this figure is Shin Hati without a cloak. I'm a little upset about this because we see nothing but them in their cloaks. But because she's piloting something, they probably were like, she doesn't need a cloak. And she has, and this is going to be bad. They don't have orange. This should be orange. They do not have red lightsabers. They need to be orange lightsabers. Well, Lego screwed that up. They're not supposed to be red. I wonder if that's going to be corrected. So anyway, here's Shin Hati. She's got a braid, Padawan braid on her chest there. She's got kind of like flat silver arms, which is kind of cool. It's a dual print head. So she's angry on that side. She's got some high cheekbones going there. It makes her look a little older than she is in the show. Oh, no problem. Yeah, I'm a little upset that it's a red lightsaber. So I wonder if people are complaining about that at all. That's something I would complain about. Also, I'm wondering if people are complaining about this. I just noticed this, how wonky the print on the head is. It's very askew. It's higher on that left side, right side. This side, it's higher. So that's a little quality thing going on there. Thanks for listening, though. Appreciate it. I had friends who asked me to do a podcast with them, and I'm like, man, nobody watches my YouTube channel. I've been doing that for 6 years. There's no way that anyone's going to listen to 3 or 4 white guys do a podcast about, and I was, what is the podcast going to be about? I don't know. We're just funny guys and we just need to get into a room together. I'm like, that's not how podcasts work. Nobody's going to listen to that. It's just going to be us. It's going to be self-masturbatory, and I don't think I want to do that. I've got plenty of other stuff to keep me busy that I should be doing anyway. I mean, Beth and I did a podcast that lasted a year, and I don't even think we had that many listeners. And Beth kind of gave up after a while. And I was like, look, if you're not going to want to do this, I don't want to do this. 1x3 panels in dark gray. That's cool. We do group stream, but without the visuals. So here's the thing. Who are these people that keep calling me? Halstead Financial Services. Somebody's calling me, and I don't know who they are. But they call every day, and I'm like, I'm not answering, and you're not leaving a message, so I don't know who you are. If somebody just listened to that, like if we just did the audio of that, it would be real boring. I feel like the whole reason to watch a Lego stream is to watch Lego being done. Which is kind of the problem I have with a lot of Lego streams that are just like pictures of people's heads, and they're all looking down at the table, or they're all just looking at the camera, and they're all just chatting. That's a podcast. I don't need to watch anything. You could just record you guys talking and do a podcast. I want to see what you're building. I want to see what you're working on. If you can't have a camera on the table, I'd rather a camera on the table than a camera on your face if you're building. Well, I do studio work half the time, so I'm always in studio. My issue is I like live streaming because I can kind of roll up, do a thing, and then be done with it versus sitting down for a full day making a video about something. If somebody wants to watch while I'm doing studio and ask questions, great. But I don't think that I'm going to sit down and do a how-to on studio. Studio should be doing that. There should be, and I think there are. There's got to be. And I know the studio people, the Bricklink people, actually asked if I would do that. They're like, we need somebody to do like how-to videos. I'm like, I'm your Huckleberry, man. Just let me know. And then I never hear from them. So somebody's got to be doing that for them. And if not, they're missing out. If we get this done fast enough, I'll pop over into studio and we will look at the work on the... What is the one that I'm doing now? I'm messing with my glasses a lot. I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to these. The Behemoth. I've been doing a how-to while I have been designing. Cool. That's very cool. I wish you all the success. I hope you get a lot of people watching your stuff. You do good work. Ooh, dark red brackets. I don't think I've seen these. Nice, nice, nice. So let's see. We went on a walk this morning. And then I've just been, so I'm starting to develop carpal tunnel, I think, in these three and in here. That's the median nerve right there. And it's because of this, like scrolling, just looking at TikTok and scrolling all the socials, and I've been doing that a lot, like just that. Ouch. So that's going to take a break. I'm going to be, or do it left-handed, or just take a break. Like last night, I actually read the book I'm supposed to be reading instead of scrolling until I fall asleep, which is not good for you. But then also I'm starting to do some stretches and icing it and heating it, and it seems to be helping. I mean, you can throw a stick in the Lego community and hit 5 people who use Studio for cool things. So this sticker I might use this sticker. I don't know. What do you think? That sticker for the control panel? That's a pretty cool sticker, but I don't know. I'll keep it over here. When you already have a control panel 1x2 slope like that, and you don't think it's cool enough to print that for just one other one, I wish they would do that more. Yeah, I think I need to get a brace for when I sleep now. Because I tend to fall, you can't really see this, but I tend to fall asleep like my hands like this on my chest when I wake up. It's weird, like I'm dead. Yeah, and my concern is exactly that. My concern is like doing tech work all day, that it's just going to get worse. So I'm going to have to limit something else, which is off work time scrolling, or I'll just have to use my computer instead. Um, we'll see. This is a very cool color combination so far. I like the the light orange and the dark red. That's kind of a cool color combo. So far, I'm enjoying. My big concern is my wrist hurting and not being able to do Lego stuff, like building and using Studio. Don't know if that's necessary. Whole brick in there. I think that's the whole point of having these, is to not need that, but we'll see. Yeah, I can't imagine doing that much physical labor all day and then trying to use your arms and stuff later. That blue brick, I think, is fairly unnecessary. It's going to get covered. Oh, that's why. You got 3 right there. It's going to be the area where you put your lightsaber in, I bet you, right in there. So after this, I don't have any new sets to do right away. I've got backlogs I can do, but I've scanned and kind of cleaned up the instruction area. So I think I've scanned everything that I have that's 2018 or newer. So that got me a few thousand points. So that was fun. But yeah, I really got to get in on the designing. Vab knows what I'm talking about. Got to get this stuff designed by a certain time, or else it's just not going to be done in time for next year. Actually, what I might try to do today is source parts for a stalker to include when I get my environment built. I can put a stalker and Aloy on it. just putting alloy on it's not going to be, I think, good enough. Got to have a machine on there too. Ugh. And I've never had really bad carpal tunnel before. Like, I've had some aches and pains, but this was like I could not do anything the last couple of days. It sucked. There's another sticker. It's going to be these worn kind of bits, which are cool, but I really wish these are things that could be reprinted. You know, some of these are like, yeah, that's cool, and people would use these on other things. Make a print of it. Or change the color. You know, this would be cool if it was red. Just make that red. I do like the snot curve slope round fuselage thing going on. So delirious after a busy weekend with my friends and sorting Lego. I'm moving house in December. Nice. So you're busy spring cleaning your collection before summer. Very cool. I wish you all the best. I had to reorganize something here. I have these two giant Sterilite drawers, the big ones, and one of them's like 6 high and the other one's like 4 high. But they have these stands underneath, and they're used. I got them from somewhere else, and the stand on one of them, the leg itself was busting through the stand hole on the upper shelf, so it was like pushing through and splitting it. So the whole front of it was leaning forward, and all the drawers. I mean, it was probably at an angle like this, right? So I mean, it was pretty bad. So I had to take the stand out from underneath and just kind of let it set on the floor. But the whole process is like moving a giant tower of drawers full of Lego, and like one wrong move and the whole thing tips over and drawers of sorted bits go everywhere, and it'd be like, oh no. But success. Now I gotta move the other one so it's not as, so they're a little more even. But that was terrifying. All right, bag 7 done. On to bag 8. And that's something I really need to crack down on. I think I really want to find some new video games to play, and I'm excited to maybe be able to get a good card for this machine so I can play Starfire, Starlight. What's the new one coming out? That's Xbox and PC. I really want to play that. It looks really cool. Nice, good space exploration game. I like these a lot. So, but I really need to crack down on sorting and taking things apart and reorganizing. It's getting to be a lot. There's just piles of stuff everywhere, and even for me. The problem is I have a console and I can't really play on the PC because my PC is not very good. So I'm kind of limited to whatever console games are available. Which, if you go to like the under $10 games or indie games, you'll find, quite a few fun indie games. I like open world games. I like exploring. I like space. I like space combat. I like things that are creative. I like third person a lot. I'm not a fan of first person much anymore. It kind of makes me nauseated. It's too much. Let's see. I was thinking about Baldur's Gate, but I feel like not having played 1 or 2, Hey, Mariana's Bricks. How are you? Good afternoon, Walter. Good to see you. Um, some games I have liked in the past. This is just a wide swath of games, but like, I really liked Death Stranding, Horizon Zero Dawn. Uncharted was okay, but it was a little bit too on rails for me. Um, I like the puzzle solving aspect of that. I've heard the game called Ark is pretty good, with dinosaurs and stuff. Um, what else? Battlefront and Battlefront 2, the newer ones were fun. You're on holidays, cool. What holiday is it? A specific holiday right now in where you are, or is it just like summer? So it's holiday. It's you're off for a while. Oh, here's another sticker. This is a bigger worn piece of something. Goes right there. You're a Minecraft gamer on Twitch as well. I did not know that. Yeah, I'm okay with building games too. I really liked City Skylines. There was an ancient Egyptian city building game that I really liked way back when. Um, but there gets a point in all those games where uh, the tech tree, I think it just gets really bloated and heavy, and I can't keep up with it. And I feel like there becomes times where you mess up too much and the game falls apart, and then you can't. It's there's too much work to like recover, right? So you build up in the tech tree, and then like a catastrophe happens or you're invaded, um, and you get knocked way back down, and you either have to rebuild or just start over. Yeah, I've heard like if I liked Horizon, I might like Arc. So I might check that out. But I think the point is too, I probably don't need to be playing games. I need to be doing more Lego stuff, but that doesn't always happen because we're human and we like doing other things. So I might try Arc. I need to go back and get Stray. I heard Stray was good. Um, there's one called For Forsworn or Forspoken or something like that. Looks kind of interesting. Um, so I might check that out. I'm not a fan of MPorgs just because I'm not a fan of getting together in groups with people. I don't like to rely on other people to play anything. That said, uh, like Battlefront 2, Battlefront 1, all the combat was really fun, and you had to have people for that. But I don't like having to wait in a lobby for people to show up so we can go kill a boss or something. That just doesn't sound fun to me. This color combination is just the bee's knees. It's very mustard and ketchup. I love it. I love base buildings too. StarCraft is one of my all-time favorite games. Um, but again, that's like a tech tree thing where if you don't nail it right off the bat. But StarCraft also had a pretty good story that you could build up to playing the online part with friends. And it actually had a story where you had like a smaller investment in building up sometimes. So that was always nice. Music still seems a little loud. What about you guys? What are some of your favorite games? There was a Wii game I really. Oh, and I'm a big Metroid fan too. So I've gone back and played the original Metroid. I think I've played all the iterations: Metroid 2, Super Metroid, Metroid Prime. Um, what was the other one? Planet M. Um, and some of these I was only able to play because an ex had a GameCube, and I didn't, so we played all the Metroid games on that. And then whatever came out for the Wii, we played that. Went back and used my Switch to play the originals, even though I'm old and was able to play the originals when they came out. So while everybody else was playing Mario and Zelda, I was playing Metroid. But Metroid really didn't get developed the same way as Mario and Zelda, which is kind of a shame because it's a really good. I mean, it's a cool idea. I mean, you're a bounty hunter, you know. But it's pretty cool because it's all spacey and science fictiony, and you get to shoot stuff. You might like Substance, The Infected, and Stranded. First person. I'll check it out. Are they PC or console? Keep in mind I have a PlayStation. I don't have an Xbox. So if they're system agnostic, then that's cool. But if they're proprietary, then I won't be able to play it. Substance, The Infected, and Stranded. Oh, it's 1 a.m. Take care, man. Get some rest. It's a very solid connection there. So this is a 2x6 plate with the snot bracket, and then a bunch of snot bricks in there. That's a pretty solid connection. Steam for console. I didn't even know you could do Steam for console. I feel like I'm missing out if that's the case. Like, seriously. I don't have to jailbreak my console for it, do I? Shows you how much I know. If I've been missing out on Steam this whole time. If I've been missing out on being able to go back and play what is it? Half-Life on console. Console graphics for a early 2000s game. I spent entirely too much time playing Half-Life. And no, I don't ever believe Half-Life 2 will be out. Well, no. It was Half-Life and then Half-Life 2. Half-Life 3. And then Portal. Oh, excuse me. Portal was a fun game. I thought about seeing if Beth would want to go back and play Portal, but I think we might end up getting divorced. It's one of those, your relationship better be in very good standing if you're going to be playing Portal together. Or Portal 2, whatever the one is, the cooperative one. Portal 2. Oh, man down. What's up, Kodiak? Happy Labor Day. I hope you have today off, but I have a feeling you don't. But I don't know. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Oh, true. Yeah. That would make sense. So we're doing the second part of this. This is the second part of this set with the E-Wing. And we're now working on Shin Hati's Starfighter, which I'm a little instantly bent out of shape about because her lightsaber is red, and very clearly in the show it is not red. So I don't know who at Lego needs to be fired over this, but it's like the whole point of them, of the two of those, is they are not Sith and they are not Jedi. They're something else, and that orange lightsaber is a very good indication of that. But you know, Lego just may not have developed the mold for it. I don't know. So if you got today off, what are you up to? Hanging out with family, friends? Gonna take the day off and sleep? Play some games? Any cookout happening? I was telling everybody that we may be done with this so fast that after this I may drift back into some studio work real quick. Just kind of futz around with one of the Horizon machines. Oh, cool. More videos. Yay. Excellent, excellent. Take the family to the sun, but unfortunately the sun is gone and we have... Oh, no. That's the worst. We did that. I remember we did that one year when I was a child. We had a big family vacation to Disney World in Florida. Florida, known worldwide as a very sunny place. And this was a really fun vacation. Like, we did Disney World, we did Epcot Center, we did SeaWorld. We also did the Johnson Space Center. And we didn't get to go into the VAB, but we got to go into like some touristy areas and we got to see some stuff. It wasn't like a real good tour because I think there was a lot of stuff that was on site that needed to not be looked at the time. So we got to go to some places, but not a ton. It was mostly like going to a very small museum of air and space kind of thing. And then this was a 10-day trip and it was a whirlwind, like 2 days here, 2 days here, 2 days here. But one of the days was we went to a place on the east coast of Florida called Playa Linda Beach. And my parents said, we heard it was very good. So we went there. It is not Pacific Beach. It is not Gulf Beach. It is Atlantic Ocean, which means it's a little more rough. But there was nobody there. So, and my brother and I had never seen the ocean at this point. We were 6 and 9, 5 and 8, something like that. We were little. You go over the sand berm and you see the ocean. You go run through the beach and you hit the water. And as soon as you hit the water, your like mouth is wide open. I feel like I missed something. Yes, I did. And of course, you forget that the ocean is made mostly of salt. So that was fun. But yeah, it was cloudy and a little rainy and a bit windy. So it wasn't like the best beach day ever. But that was like our one day at the beach. So we're a little disappointed. But everything else was great. Interesting. Okay. Well, that happened. Oh no. I've disturbed the guys. He's upside down. There's his hair. You forgot your sign. Yeah, hopefully it's better for you guys tomorrow. That does suck that you can't get a good day of vacation when you're there. Yeah, so that trip to Johnson Space Center was not great. But as a Boy Scout, he was a Boy Scout. We got to go to Martin Marietta because I lived in Colorado. And we got to see a shuttle. They were working on the heat tiles of the Columbia, which the irony. We got to see from kind of a distance. We got to see that going on. That was very cool. Yeah, I hope it's better tomorrow for you. We've already most of the U.S. had started school, so a lot of people are back already. We choose mountain area that normally is still sunny this time of year, but that changed on Saturday fall. So much hail, so many hail that the mountain ended up covered. Oh wow, that's a lot of hail. We're going up to Colorado in about a month, and it's my old stomping ground, where I was born and reared. But we're going to go to an area that, because every time we go to Denver, and stay in Denver, and then go visit like family in Boulder and stuff, and go see my mom for a little bit in Colorado Springs, but we don't ever really do anything in Colorado Springs. So I told Beth, I was like, we should just go to Colorado Springs and stay there and just see what's around there. We're staying near a place by the Air Academy. And then we've got tickets to like Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, which is one of the best zoos. And but it's mountain stuff again, so I'm kind of like, she's gonna be like, this is gorgeous, and I'm like, I grew up with this. Like, this means nothing to me, really. There's a crazy couple outside in the jacuzzi. They're like, we paid for this trip. We are not gonna be sitting inside. So we did a thing when I was in college, which is when you do stupid stuff. We were in a play. I was in a musical, and it was, I think it was 110 in the Shade, which is a musical version of the Rainmaker story, basically. Um, a con man rolls into town and promises the drought-stricken town that he can produce rain, and so he cons them into doing all kinds of stuff, and he ends up falling in love with a lady who's like a school teacher, and she's very locked down and serious, and kind of ends up changing his ways a little bit, but the town kind of gets wind of it. But then in the end, it rains anyway, so it's kind of like, so I played like not a huge character, but kind of a minor character. Had my own song. Actually, it was a duet with another girl, and we all went to. She always wants to go to the pools. Inside pool, very good. So after the play broke, we took our cast party up to a friend's house. His parents lived up in a place called Carbondale, up in the western side of Colorado. Kodiak may know about Carbondale. It's near Glenwood Springs. It's a small town. The nearest big towns would be like Aspen and Glenwood Springs. I don't know if that's in your area or route or whatever, but we went up there for our like kind of cast party getaway thing, and this is a long story, but anyway, you go into Glenwood Springs, and Glenwood Springs has Sulphur Springs where you can go, and it's a big like swimming pool thing. but it's very warm. It's warm all year round, and it smells kind of sulfury, kind of good for your skin, right? So we went there, and we got there, and it was kind of cold because it's in Colorado, and it's April or March or whenever the play was done. You do a play in fall and a musical in the spring. Um, so it was still cold and snowy because it was late spring or early spring, late winter. And we go into the hot springs and it starts snowing. And of course, because all the snow hits the water, it starts steaming. So you're just floating around in the water like this, right up to your nose so you can breathe. And your hair's frozen and covered in snow, but you're super warm, right? People are diving off the diving board and leaving trails of steam in the air. It was really fun. I was telling Beth about this, and she's like, that sounds like a nightmare. I'm like, what? It was a lot of fun. It's a long story to actually get absolutely nowhere, so you're welcome. I'll be here all week. But nothing is worse than having a vacation rained out or something happen, something's not booked or something. This is actually a pretty decent build so far. I'm liking this build. A lot of snot techniques, some technic in here to kind of keep it a little stable. Double plate, triple plate to keep the wings from being wobbly. Not too bad so far. Not too bad. How are you now? Good, and you? Not so bad. So when does Mariana go back to school? When does school start? Like I said, the classes around here started a couple weeks ago for us. High school, college, I think middle school and elementary school, they all roughly started about 2 weeks ago. 15 September. Cool. Well, wish her luck. What is she in, like, third grade now? Grade 3? I don't know what the grading system out there is. Fourth grade? Honestly, have no idea how old she is. It's a very nice, smooth fuselage there. Again, underdeveloped underside, but pretty cool right there. I don't understand. I wish I knew why. I need to find somebody who works there and be like, why? Why do you never do anything neat for the undersides of these spaceships? Surely. Oh, fifth grade. Okay, cool. Nice. Grade 5. Grade 5 for all you Canadians. It looks cool. There's nothing complicated going on. Pretty fun build so far. Everything makes logical sense. And the color scheme is also very cool. So I forget how much this was. It is how many pieces? 1,000 pieces. So I'm guessing because it's Star Wars, this was probably $120. Somebody want to look that up and verify that for me? I don't know that it's worth $120, but you get 2 ships that you can play with. And so I think that's probably a good deal for somebody who maybe wants to get this for somebody for a gift. Maybe an 8-year-old, 10-year-old child who's into Star Wars might like it. It's not that complicated of a build. But you're looking at about 4 to 5 hours build time for both of them. If you're building them together, and this is another selling point, you could build with somebody. They could build one ship, you build the other. Missing, or I'm not able to find. It's not missing yet. So there it is. 109. Not bad, actually. For 1,000 pieces, the Star Wars tax doesn't seem to be that high on it. You get 4 figures. I'm kind of pro this set right now. These aren't a piece you get a lot of. That dark red clip. Thanks for that, by the way, Vab. Appreciate. I'm guessing that your lightsaber is going to go back there, honestly. That's very cool. Oh, man, that's satisfying. That's super great. I love that tail end like that. That's very nice. And no sticker for the canopy. Yeah, if it weren't for the reliance on stickers for like the fun detail of like the wearing of the metal and some of the stuff along here, I would rate this set a little higher than it is right now. It's a very General Grievous ship look and feel to it, with the cockpit kind of way back on that section. Trying to remember the name of that ship. The Soulless one, I think it was. So I'm hoping, as a ship nerd, I'm hoping we get a few more looks at that. Those new Republic transports. They looked pretty cool, and I'd like to see more of them. They looked kind of clamshelly like the GR75s, but they were a little bigger, heftier. They probably had some weaponry on them. It'd be nice. I doubt we don't get a whole lot of capital ships, unless it's a frickin' Star Destroyer. What's up, Missy? How's it going? Happy Labor Day. We never got a home one. We got one Nebulon frigate, and it was small. But we get, a light cruiser. We get an Architens. We get a Gazanti. We got one Venator. It'd be cool to get a GR75. That would actually be pretty cool. Because you could have, like, even if it was about that big and it wasn't like minifig scale, but you could make it kind of minifig, maybe a little bigger even. And you could have all those cargo containers underneath them, and all those cargo containers could open up and be different things. It could hold droids, it could hold parts or weapons or whatever. I don't know. I think they should have done that. And it's easily recognizable as being a Star Wars thing. And if you do it right, there's a lot of playability to it. But I think it's too late for it now. You do anything fun today? Or is it just a relaxed day? Itchy, itchy back. You started, I know it's just been since yesterday, but have you started your mock for the meeting yet? Do you remember the scenery I had for my Horizon Zero Dawn thing where it was just a base plate with some hills and then it had like a machine on it? So I took that all off because for some reason I was stupid and covered a base plate with a layer of plates and then bricks. And I don't know why I did that because I wanted to make it line up easily and I didn't want to have to use plates for everything. So I had to take it all apart, take all the plates off, put all the brick back on. And in the process, I messed up how my waterfall looked, and I was like, oh, I don't remember how this went together now. This is all so I could attach other plates to the other side of it, so I can start fleshing all that out. Um, to making more scenery for all those guys. So we got click hinges, and the suggestion or the theme is flexibility. So that could be anything. That could be a figure. Like my first thought was like a one of those ochre jelly figures where it's like a ballerina or it's somebody doing yoga poses, and the click hinges are their arms, their joints. Um, you can do a snake. Um, don't know what else you could do. Don't even have to do flexibility. You could just do whatever you want. I will say these stud shooters actually work well as like the blasters. The way they integrate them into these two sets is very cool. So I'm not, I usually get kind of bent out of shape about um, stud shooters, and especially these new stud shooters are not bad, but the old ones and then the spring loaded shooters. I already did that. Oh, I already did that. I thought that was do this on both sides. Okay. Well, did I do that? Yup. Yep. Cool. All right, Walter. Take care. Say hi to your family. We will see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your vacation. Oh, I'll let her know. Thanks. That's sweet. There it is. Beth is getting her hair colored right now. She actually should be probably back. It takes a while. I think she'll probably be back in a couple hours. But so I've got time to do this. Okay. Should be done with that. We're off to bag 10. And this is with Skull. I forget his name. Balin Skull. I think it's funny that they're named after wolves. That just seems so random. Seems very Dave Filoni. This doesn't seem to want to fit. It kind of does. All right, so that you can take off, and there's cargo space in there for stuff. So there's lots of cargo space. So there's that. You can put stuff in there, and then there's you cover that whole thing up too. So that's pretty cool. All right, last bag. And this bag's going to take all of like 15 minutes, so don't blink. You might miss it. This is like a half a bag. Probably going to do the engine bit, or the intake, the ram scoop. But first things first, we have a Balin Skull to put together. And he is... I'm going to make him merely upset. And you know why he's upset? Because his lightsaber is red. So that's why he's upset. Nothing really to him. Looks like he's got Count Dooku hair. Right? It's not a new hair piece or anything. Fuzzy beard print. Come on. There we go. Pretty good print there. Not, nothing great. The black, belies a little green underneath there. You can tell. So that's not too bad. The back is more the same. It's an interesting, almost shiny black. All right. So this is going to be cool because I think it's going to be making a hexagon. So we'll see how Lego handles hexagons. Which is just going to be 3 of these things. These triple axles stacked on top of each other. With pink Technic bushings. I've never seen that. I've seen yellow, plenty of yellow. So we're going to have it look like this. Times 3. So we're going to times 3 this joint. Got some cool wedge plates, home plate slopes in light orange. That's kind of cool. Again, this would be a good set to draft because you get some blue with the E-wing, a lot of white pieces, but this would be a great the 2 colors here are a good, Star Wars is really coming out of its everything is gray mode, I think. We've got the Coruscant gunship. We've got this set. The Ghost is very colorful. But I feel like that too wasn't a critique of Lego so much as Star Wars, because it's like, well, yeah, but Star Wars, Lego can't make Star Wars sets not gray if all Star Wars ships are gray. You just, you can't really pull that off. Okay. I need one more. There it is. But I get it. Sometimes you could, if you were Lego, vary the gray a little bit. Throw some black or dark gray or a different highlight in there or something. I get where they're coming from. This is using the spacings of the tubes and the jumpers there to get us a nice alignment. And then these guys go there and there. So far. We're probably going to do something similar, but flip the underside a little bit. Everybody hydrate. We're going to take that, cover up that hole. All right, well, this is very cool. Very simple hexagonal shape. With most hexagons, you're not going to get like a fully fleshed thing. It's just because of the thickness of plates and tiles, that's very hard to do. Unless you build it in such a way where like you've got two curved things that meet, right? So like half of your thing is like a curved plate and they meet flush, and you have to do that all the way around. So the bigger it is, the probably easier it is. When it's small like this, it's very hard. But I think they did a pretty good job. It's very solid. This is a very good technique. And it just goes right in here. Like that. Oh. It actually needs all these guys on it. And then it's done. We've got all these extra pieces out here. All these studs for shooting from your stud shooter. I got a pistol here for somebody. I guess that goes in your storage. It'll say, right? Yeah, you got a storage for your pistol and your lightsaber. So Shin Hati goes in here. Your pistol then goes in this storage in here. Way down in there. I don't know what else you could put in here. You can hide a droid or smuggle people or something like that. So, all right. So there's your two ships. The two newest ships from the Star Wars universe. We've got an actual E-Wing, and we've got an unidentified sort of what people are calling evolution from General Grievous's ship, mainly because of the way the cockpit is framed. But I mean, this is very close to being like a Spitfire, right? It's got that intake up here. I don't even really know where the thruster is. Like, that's the thruster, as far as I can tell, but that doesn't seem like a lot of power. Couple things I'll note about this that I maybe don't like. First, the underside's not done at all. It's got just enough of these things to kind of like keep it on the ground, keep it off the ground. There's no reason you couldn't do another couple of these plates under here to give it a little more variation. I'm always a big fan of putting like round plates, the 1x2 round plates in areas to keep it, you know, nice looking. You could also use the 1x2 hinges, the brick with the plate hinge. Take the plate out and put that in places. That's a good way to kind of dress that up. Inverted tiles. There's no reason you couldn't put inverted tiles under there. Like, there's just no reason not to have it a little more dressed up underneath there. It just looks boring. This looks cool. This looks boring, right? And, you know, whatever. This is also kind of like, I would have liked a tile over here or something. Some graded 1x2 graded tiles along there would have been great. Some of this is a little weird because I know it's supposed to be patchwork, but this makes it feel like these two things being different shapes. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I'll have to look at the show again, but yeah. Anyway, this fun. This one's really cool. The E-Wing. There's not much I would change about it, other than, like, again, the underside's not bad, but you've got so much going on here to keep the wings at that angle that there's really nothing more you really need to do. And I don't know what the angle is for the wings, how far down they need to go. I feel like in the old EU they were very angled, but I think that hits the ground. I'm not sure. Anyway, they're very cool. A lot of cool pieces in both these sets. So I would actually recommend this one. I know I don't always do that, but I think the minifigs are fine. Morgan Elsbeth's kind of boring. The two Jedi need orange lightsabers, and that's just a pilot. But dark blue Rebel helmet, that's kind of cool. So yeah, so there you go. And with 45 minutes left, I'm going to flip over to a design mode, and we'll look at some Horizon stuff, if nobody minds. So, which means I'm going to turn off these lights, because they are hot and they are blinding. Oh, so much better. All right, so we are working on a behemoth. So the behemoth is the largest of the resource machines. Its job is to collect all the resources that are collected by all the other resource collectors. So the grazers, the chargers, the lance horns, all the plant eater looking animals, basically. I think even the scrappers. So anything that collects, anything you see digging in the ground or in the game, right? The grazers and stuff, they have their head down, kind of in the dirt and digging on stuff. And what I just found out that the lead singer of Smash Mouth just died. Former Smash Mouth lead singer, 56. That's sad. These glasses really haven't figured them out yet. They feel fine, but they feel like they might fall off my face. But yeah, that's very young considering 6 years older than me. So this thing takes everything back to the what are they called? The cauldrons. So the programs in the cauldrons can use the raw material to make more machines, right? So that's kind of the gist of the life cycle of the machines in the game. So this thing has a giant canister on it right here. And Aloy is about this tall. She goes up to maybe this leg. There's really not a good picture of her near this thing because these things are very, very large and very temperamental, and they'll pretty much end you if you get too close. Here's a good kind of image of how big they are. So that's just a human, and here's a thing. You know, he's a little bit in water, but yeah. So, you know, probably about up to like the middle of the thing, the canister. So I've already started with the old trampler as a base, and then I've got the canister built because that was kind of might as well, right? And I've started on the foot, so we're just going to keep working on this. Again, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 joint. So we started here with that 4, and we'll just go from there. So what I'll probably end up doing today after this is sourcing out this guy. I think I have most of these parts. This I may not have in that color. This I may not have in that color, but I think I've got everything. Oh, I don't have these. So I may have to like use something else for these, but I'm going to put this together as much as I can for, oh, I may not have this either. That's just a rigid tube. So, well, I might be able to do some of this. We'll see. Because I need something to build for, to have on the thing that I'm building. But maybe I don't. Okay, so we're just going to do plate. Yeah, that's a little shocking about him. I don't want to just keep these ball joints all naked and everything, but maybe because I think I'm just going to put another one up here. And these have to be what color? Dark bluish gray. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So this is probably going to be a little bigger leg, but that's okay. I think I might want to do. Let's do a slope. Curve slope. And we'll put little orange plates in here. Orange plates over here somewhere. Nope. Okay. Wait a tick. Oh, these are like Fabuland Red or something. 17 cents though, man. It's not that bad. If I can get a bunch of these. Okay. Rail. That all just needs to be dark gray. Yeah, it's crazy. Makes you think. I don't know what he died of. What's his name? Steve Harwell. Liver failure. Oh. Well, I'm not going to say that explains it, but at the same time, I'm like, that explains it. Slope inverted. Okay. Do I not get a slope inverted? That's a wedge. It's going to do this to me. They come in this color? They do. They come in that color? They do. That may be too big. Doesn't really give me a whole lot of room to go off of. And that looks like it's got a big thick cable in the back there. So let's do... I wish I could figure out a way to do these hinges that weren't... Because that might be all right to do there, but I think what I want is something that's a single hinge. So I'm going to replace everything that I just did here. Because I don't mind this. But now I don't think I want the same thing up top here. What do I want? Modified plate. Finicky designer. So what I can do with this is put these guys on the end and make it look more like a round joint. Provided those fit. I didn't think they fit like that. Maybe they do. All right. And they, of course, will be dark gray. And that will be dark gray. I'll do the same things. I should have just replaced the one. So I remember when Smash Mouth came out. I don't mean to age myself with this, but I remember when they came out, and I've always been a person who really likes punk music, but I also really like pop music. And I've never had like the punk sensibility, like down with the establishment kind of feeling, but I always like the music. And I always feel a little bit poserish when I'm like, yeah, I really love whatever band it was. But, you know, you don't look at me and go, really? I think I'm going to do this for that section. So when Smash Mouth came out, I'm like, oh man, the Astro Lounge album was just had, I mean, All Star was like the song that kind of was atypical on that album. Like the rest of the album was like whatever. But that album was really very interesting. Like I think it was a lot more interesting than people give it credit for. So we're back in the room. Aw, man, that sucks. Well, welcome back. I think these are going to be cheaper to get in orange. Anyway, yeah, they're like 3 cents. But I remember playing when I was in college, I think it came out, and I remember playing the heck out of that album. Like, just played the crap out of it. See if I can find the track list so I can kind of remember. Astro Lounge. Stupid Rain. Yeah, and I didn't get the first album. Discography. Fushu Meng. Yeah, I didn't get that album, but I got Astro Lounge. Track listing. This was a good song. This was a good song. I'm going to have to listen to this song again. Radio was a really good song. I remember liking that a lot. What was anyway, that's a shame about him. It was a really good now searching for pieces for dioramas for the microfighters. Well, there you go. All right, so we got that hinge there, and now I want to do a big old modified plate. It's going to have to be a single modified hinge, so I'm hoping this doesn't bite me in the butt. It's only one clip. It might bite me in the butt. So we'll have to see how sturdy that is. We're going to repeat this. So we'll just grab that. And do this again. This time we're going to have a bigger... Make that black. Have a different look. And that's going to be... Make that black too. And these will be slightly bigger. Do we get slightly bigger? Do we have anything bigger than a 1x2? Do we have a flower that's bigger, but it's kind of round? Round plate. Nothing's really bigger than a 1x1, like halfway, like a 1.5, right? Because if I did a 2x, it'd be too big. But this is slightly bigger than that one, but it doesn't matter. I don't want to get too crazy about it. How about we give them a different color? Those could be more black. That's better. And then that's going to be this thing. It's a 1x2 double convex something or other. It's this thing. And then it'll have this part fold into it. What color can that be? Red and blue. So none of those. But there's like 3 of them, so we have to figure out which one we can have. Different. Okay, so can any of them be gray? Yes. Well, one can't be gray. That one. Can any of them be dark gray? Well, dark gray. Dark blue gray. Dark blue gray. C it is. Although this may be light gray. Or white. Okay, and then I'm going to put slope right here in black. Cool. I'm going to save. Just got a diorama of Naboo, and that may be used for the hooker and the bongo. Cool. That sounds fun. You know what you're doing. So do we have a... This does look like... So these aren't cables. These are like... They're almost like muscles. They're like tension wires or something. And I don't know how to recreate that, so I'm not even going to try. Maybe some bananas. Like I could put some bananas in here somewhere. Oops. So this is the third joint. 1, 2, 3. That's that. And then it has to go up into basically a big hip. Pardon me. I think this needs to come out a little farther. Keep that black, though. That's better. Thank you. All right, so this next one's going to be tricky because it's going to have... Sometimes they have these big plates that cover all their kind of vulnerable parts. Like here's a good... I don't know why some of these are like fan-made images, and I'm not really sure how much credit to give them, but you can see kind of how big a person is compared to that. So I think we're on the right track for size. She needs to be about as tall as that thing, and I think that works out well. And about up to just below the hip. This may be a little big. I don't think it's that. I think that's a little small. But I don't know. We'll see. Also, the legs are slightly bent. So if we slightly bend these, maybe it'll be a little better. But let's make the legs first. Maybe some changes to reduce costs, remove what I don't need. Cool. Well, I wish you luck on that. So I'm going to take another one of these. Actually, let's think. I want a ball joint hip so I can move the legs out and about. So it's going to be one of these. And then one of these. So the joint can move out and about. That makes no sense. You're like your elbow moves one direction, right? Your elbow has basically like a clip and bar joint. Goes like this, right? Um because you have the two bones here, you can twist. This joint is on two sockets in here, so it can twist. But the elbow itself just bends one direction. Your shoulder's in a socket, so that's why it can move all over the place. Your hips are a socket, but your knee is one direction, and your ankle is a socket. So the idea here is that this doesn't really pertain, but socket like an ankle, knee, although this is more like ball of the foot, ankle, knee. So this should technically be a rolly joint too, but I think for quadrupeds, I don't think you have the same sort of ball joint, straight joint like humans do. So the fastest thing would be to do just a plate. I just don't know if this will be strong enough. Like that. It also may not stick out far enough for what we need. It's very tall. This may be too big. But I think these, like the hips, I feel like the hips on this one ride higher than the trampler. Let's look at the trampler again. I clicked a button. That means do the thing. The creator was kind and sent me the IO file, and I've made the changes on Studio using what I learned from your lives. Oh, nice. Thank you. That's sweet. Is this like an Arendelle design or who's the other guy? Kay Lee design? Because those are both very good designers. So I think the trampler looked like it had lower hips. Like I did something with the hips where they felt like they were lower in the back. So I feel like these can be higher up, and then I can have it kind of like sag in the middle a little bit. So this joint, I don't know if this will make sense or not, but this joint can be, let me move this out of the way a little bit. This joint can be lower. And it can be bent differently. Zach pieces? Never heard of them. Interesting. I will go check them out. So I feel like this can be lower and this can bend up. That's the feeling I get from this. So its shoulders will be slightly bigger and its head will be bigger, but I don't want it to be too much bigger than this, because then it's going to be like ridiculously big. We still have to build up this huge hip, but I think the hip connects here, and then the middle section, like I can put a couple things on this to make it work. So let's put that maybe like right about here. Let's attach it and then move it. Nope. Gotta attach it again. And then lower it. Should be right about there. I want the whole thing lowered. Well, now it's going to screw it up. I'll figure it out when I get to it. Zach Pieces. I want to look him up right now. We got nothing else really going on. Rebrickable. The name sounds familiar. Oh, I should log in. Messages. New mock. Somebody bought something. Cool. Darth Designer, Lego Coffee. I know all these people. Mockman. That's such a great name. Brick Mockman. Queries Workshop. All good stuff. If you guys don't follow those designers, they are very good designers. Pieces. Zach Pieces. Ooh, small stuff. That is cute. Oh, that is cute. I love the little frigate. And the little ships. Look how cute these ships are. Are you doing instructions for Darth? That's very cool. Look at these little guys. Look at that little tank. The little MMTs and the little AATs. MTT. And there's a little, oh, that's got a shield dome for Gungans. And this is Thebe. And it's got a little Gungan thing underwater here. That's very cool. Good use of these panels, too. These clear panels. That's excellent. Yeah, this is like... This is really slick. I'm going to like that. Yeah, look at the little... Ah, that's so great. It's got the big fish going after the... There's always a bigger fish. And there's the Gungan City. And I'm guessing that's supposed to be your bongo. Oh, man. I love everything about this. And the little Gungans fighting with their little animals. Super cool. This is super cute. I'm going to follow that person. Comments. This is absolutely the best thing. So well done. I removed the Lucre Hulk and the small ships on space and removed those panels and just had transparent tiles. Cool. Yeah, I can see the panels being kind of expensive. But kind of worth it. It's a cool little thing where you can open it up. It's very cool. That's a little speeder. That's the little speeder. Oh, it's so good. Like just the best economics of waterfall of part usage. This is the ultimate in the Lucre Hulk. I wish had a little more to it, like the conning tower on the main ball bridge thing, but it's fine. I think it works. That works really well. Thanks for the tip on that, Walter. Appreciate that. All right, save. So I think this needs to be a little wider. So, I think we'll do this thing again. I don't think the color matters. Because it's going to be hidden, so we'll keep it black. I love making little ships. That's one of my favorite things. Some of my favorite like little stands that I have are the ones that have the little ships on it. Like the Lucre Hulk has a couple other like CIS cruisers and battleships, and the Radis has a couple of like New Republic transports. The train on the AT Hauler one. Trying to think of what other ones I have. Ships. The Scarif one's pretty fun. It has a Zeta class shuttle, which is basically 2 clips, 1x1 tiles with the curved clip on top. You put 2 of those together, and it looks like the Zeta class shuttle with its wings up. Yeah, stuff like that just cracks me up. Let's see. So if we can do this on the back, maybe that might be better. Give us more room to breathe. And then a bracket, which is under plate modified. Bracket. Let's do this way. And then maybe another modified bracket up top. And then we can cover that with a plate. There's got to be like a, I almost want to say that there's a bionicle piece that probably looks like this. I keep thinking that I'm going to run into one that looks good. I think it's armor. But I never do because they're giant. These things are always so freaking huge. No. Like that. This is what they were using. Oh my God. Okay, so that makes sense. I was looking up... So if you want to ruin your search history, I was trying to figure out how to make these concussion sacks for, and this would have been too big, but just barely too big for this long leg, right? And so my search history has me looking up Lego anime boobs or Lego anime breasts or something like that. And because I know that Lego anime boobs, you're going to laugh, but I know that there's models out there like this, right? And I'm like, how did you do that? How did you do the boob part? That's what, and this is too big, obviously, but I was like, I know that there's a way that they're doing the butts and the boobs. And it turns out, and I couldn't find it in time, but it's these bionicle shoulder pieces, which I think would have been great right here, but they're a little big. And they also don't come in the right color. I'd have to do pearl dark gray. But I mean, 2 of these together, even if you rotated them a little bit, probably would have been great for those. They're just a little big for that model. But yeah, the sacks, the concussion sacks on the front of those, what they do is they inflate, and then there's these holes on the side of it, and they just go like this, and this wall of sound comes out, and it kind of just it stuns you, and you know your character sits there and holds their ears. Aloy holds her ears, and you can't do anything. So, but yeah, I'm like, God, I know somebody's made Lego boobs. So I looked it up, and so I ended up doing it this way, which is not going to be. So Vab, I know you were looking at some other stuff. This is going to be crazy attachments, but this whole thing. Like one of these things is a big section that sits on one pin that sits in a little thing and a little open stud. So I don't know if that's going to hold or not. We'll figure it out when I see it. And then the whip will stretch down and plug into that hole. So I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be good. It's still kind of small. It's only going to be about that big. So hopefully a lot of this won't really be too heavy for it. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, now my search history is Lego anime boobs, huh? All right. We don't kink shame, but you know, you do you. All that's to say, I was really hoping for a Bionicle piece that could work like a helmet or something. Yeah, because some of these don't have colors because they're like printed or they're like transparent. They're like a weird color and they don't have. But I mean, that's a rad piece. This piece needs to be used more often. Might try to figure out how to use that in here. I mean, that's just slick. Use that as a joint somewhere. Now I'm starting to see what they mean when they say Bionicle has deep lore. Yeah, deep lore. Oh, good. Angle issue. Nice. Here's some cool legs. Those are cool looking. Neat. What color does those come in? Everything comes in light orange, man. What the heck? Very light bluish gray. What? Very light bluish gray is a color? I don't even know how to process this now. Very light bluish gray. Is that new? Lego, very light bluish gray. 7 hours later. Very light bluish gray. It's been around for a while? You think it's old? Okay. Very light bluish gray. Parts in sets. Well, let's see what sets. Oh, 2005. Doesn't look like there's anything new either. Weird. Nexonites? Was this like Mindstorms and stuff? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Man, that'd be a color they need to bring back, though. I mean, that would solve a lot of problems with tangent. That would solve some problems with Star Wars, I think, where a lot of ships dance the line between white and gray, like the T6 shuttle. If it were very light bluish gray, that would be amazing. Zisoo, you're here with about 10 minutes to go. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I hope your Labor Day is going well. Oh, this would be perfect. Look how perfect that piece would be. But it would be the whole size of the leg. Maybe. Doesn't come in white. Doesn't matter. What about that? That's too big. What about that? I already looked at that. Too big. Too big. A lot of these are going to be too big because they build giant figures. Don't know how to attach that. That's a fist. Yeah. I don't think that comes in that anyway. Solve problems with Star Wars. Are we kicking Star Wars fans now? No. I get time. So I'm on Blue Sky. By the way, if anybody wants an invite to Blue Sky, I have one currently. And I don't know who to give it to. Nobody seems to want one. Oh, that'd be great. Is that too big? I get so down. One of the things that is really getting on my nerves lately about social media, one of the things is that I am getting really tired of like the Star Wars toxicity, not bashing. Like you can dislike a thing and I'm fine with that. It's just the constant like, is it crap now? Is it bad now? Murder Kathleen Kennedy, you know, that kind of stuff where it's like, I get it, but do you have to like, people are going out of their way to talk bad about it. And it's like, there's got to be something else you could do with your life. There's got to be. Oh, man. Oh, man. Would this be not perfect? You had a fun weekend. Mine was pretty good. We had friends over Saturday night. We did a murder mystery box, box 2 of 6. What music are we listening to? Okay, you're taking too long. This is all chill. None of this is like gonna be. I only got a couple minutes left anyway. Doesn't matter. Yeah, and then like our friends came over last night. We watched a couple episodes of Doctor Who and had leftover tacos because we had tacos at the murder mystery thing. Austin FC didn't lose. They drew even with New England, so that was cool. Got to get some rest. Got to sort some Lego. Started on my monthly lug project a little bit. I know there's a brick that just has an axle in the top of it. How big is the ball on that? Oh, that'd be perfect. Oh man, I just solved it. Because now I can do. I get rid of that. I can get rid of that. I cannot get rid of that. But turn that sideways. And will that fit? I don't think it'll fit. Nope, it won't fit. Okay, so I need something else in there. I thought it was going to work. What fits in there? Round, maybe? Doctor Who and tacos? I know. How does it not get better than that? We're on season 3 of Matt Smith, and we're winding up our run of the Ponds, and we're very close to now being introduced to Clara. All right, what is it running into? I don't understand. Does it not like attaching to that? Okay, well, what is it? Bottom. Well, that doesn't help me. So what can it attach to? Compatible bricks. Yeah, no, none of these. Thought maybe this one might work. That won't. So we try to get together with this couple, and they are our besties from down the street, and try to get together and watch like a handful of episodes a week. And because and now we're getting to the point where it's stuff Beth hasn't seen either, so I'm the only one who's seen it. And I'm excited to get to Capaldi because Capaldi was my favorite, and no one else has seen it. and some of they've seen some Matt Smith or whatever. That's what fits. Okay, so it's a connector. How do we get that connector to connect to that? This may be a problem for another time because it's noon. But I like the way this looks. Hopefully I'll be able to use it. If not, we'll just go back to like using slopes and stuff up in here. But I think that adds a nice little bit of weight to that hip. Also, how much is that piece? 30 cents. It's not going to be bad at all. So thanks for everybody for hanging out. I should be back on Thursday, I think. Let me check my schedule and make sure I'm not working or we have something going on. No. Good. I will probably, I think, Johnny and Vab, if you want to do something again, we'll have to come up with another idea for something to do on Thursday. If we wanted to build, if we want to do studio again, which I like the idea of studio because we can kind of do projects or whatever, but I'm up to kind of doing whatever you guys want to do. So shoot me a message. If you guys want to get on my Discord, I'm going to invite you all to my Discord. This is everybody too. I'm going to change this to not expire in 7 days. If anybody wants to join the Discord, here it is. If you guys want to come over there and we can chat about what we want to do on Thursday, rather than me like individually messaging you guys, Kodiak too, if you want to join, or if anybody else wants to join on Thursdays, we can all jump on and do a studio thing if you're into studio, or if you'd like to learn studio, that'd be a good time to kind of join up and be able to ask questions live, and I can see what you're doing. Vab can help out a little bit. He's got some skills I don't. So yeah. So, all right. Well, you guys have a great rest of your Labor Day weekend. Walter, thanks for chiming in from all the way from Portugal. I'm hoping you guys have a great rest of your vacation. If you stayed in Portugal, I don't know where you guys went on vacation. Zissou, Missy, Johnny, Vab. I know Mayo bowed out early. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you all very soon. Have a great rest of your day.